Hey everybody, it's Steve, and I am so excited to be finally playing this game. This is Surviving Mars. This game was released on Thursday, March 15th, 2018 by Paradox Interactive. Ever since I heard about this game, I've just been waiting for it and waiting for it and waiting for it, and now it is finally here. So this is going to be a new series that I'm doing on the channel. Back at the beginning of the week, I started putting out videos around 9 a.m. and I wanted to have this Friday afternoon spot open to play this game. So the objective of this is you're going to be colonizing Mars. So I'm going to walk you through the steps of kind of setting up a colony and all that. That's a beautiful picture right there. Alright, so when you play this game, you have a lot of choices just starting out. You have your mission sponsor. You have the International Mars mission, which is a very easy starting. You get 4 rockets, $30 billion. I'll probably refer to it as 30,000, but the M just means million. So it's 30,000 million, which is 1 billion. You get 300 research per soul. Metals, rare metals get you 25 million each, and you get 200 applicants. There's a lot of... This is, like it says on here, recommended for first-time players. We also have the United States. 3 starting rockets, a lot less funding, the same amount of research per soul. Rare metals are the same, but you have less starting applicants. Large rocket payload, so you can put 70,000 kilograms on each of your rockets, and periodic additional funding. Now, the International Mars mission has rockets automatically synthesize their own fuel. You get a lot more food from passenger rockets, and your colonists never get Earth sick. There is a mechanic in the game where if your colonists get Earth sick, they'll just go home. So you have the USA. They don't have that advantage, but you get that additional funding every once in a while. The Blue Sun Corporation. And note, every time I'm going between these different things, at the top of the screen you see a difficulty bonus. International Mars mission gives you 20%. The US, 60. Blue Sun Corporation makes it a 70% bonus. 10 billion funding, only 100 research per soul, 30 million for rare metals, can buy applicants with funding, additional rockets become cheaper, probes can discover deep rare metal deposits. That's something that you need in the game. And also deep metal extraction, can extract deep metals and deep rare metal deposits from the outset of the game. So Blue Sun Corporation is a pretty good one to start with as well. You have China, 8 billion in funding, 200 soul, passenger rockets. Usually they carry 12 colonists. For China, it carries 20, and applicants are generated twice as fast. They also have 200 starting applicants. India, you automatically get the medium dome just starting out. All building costs reduced by 20%. Research per soul, 100. I'm reading this. This is actually a really good starting group. Europe starts off with 2 rockets, 22 million rare earth metals, 5 extra starting technologies. You gain funding every time a technology is researched, and you gain double every time it's a breakthrough technology. Note that the difficulty bonus for this one's up to 130%. Space, why? Because we want to go to space. I've been waiting so long to tell that joke. I hope it landed with y'all. Drone hubs start with additional drones. Advanced resources are 50% cheaper. You do get a little bit less in the way of applicants, less return on your rare metals, less funding, but your research is middle of the road. Church of the New Ark. No research per soul. All your research has to be done on Mars, or you outsource it. That's something I'll talk about as we go through the game. All colonists are religious, so if you're somebody who religiously goes to services, whatever denomination you belong to, this would be a good one for you to try out when you pick up this game. And birth rate is doubled, so you'll get more colonists on Mars once you bring over your first group of colonists. Russia automatically gives you fueled extractors. The upgrade is free. Fuel refinery prefabrication costs 50% less time, but your rockets take longer to get to and from Earth, and that's one of the drawbacks. For this one, note that I did not put in the description for this video what I was going to be playing as. That's because we're going with America. So I'll have that 60% bonus just going in before I picked anything else. You now also get to go through your commander profile. This is one thing I love about this game, is that you do have a lot of variability in what you're going to be playing. There's a lot of different combinations as to how you, or how me, or how anybody who plays this game, there's a lot of different abilities to, different combinations to just your starting profile. So you have Inventor. Drones are gradually optimized to work and construct faster until Sol 100. You automatically get autonomous hubs. Drone hubs don't require power or maintenance. That's a pretty good one. Oligarch. Fuel production increased by 25%, and you automatically get the residential spire. Another thing we'll be talking about as we go through the game as well. Hydro Engineers. Automatically start with a water deposit revealed. Domes consume 25% less water, and you get water reclamation, which is a spire, which means your domes use 70% less water. And all the information that I'm giving you right now is based on the press copies that I've seen and the previews that I've seen. And Paradox, they could have gone back and they could have made some changes with all of this as we go through a lot of these balances, and we'll be exploring them as we go throughout this series. Minimum comfort for doctors brings it down for birth by 15. Colonist lifespan automatically increased with stem reconstruction, the bonus technology. Psychologists. Colonists recover 5 additional sanity while resting in their homes. Behavioral shaping unlocks the sanatorium spire, which treats colonists' flaws. And I'll talk about the flaws and perks here later in this episode. Yeah, we're going to go all the way, and we're going to actually get some people on the ground. Not some people, some drones on the ground before I wrap up this episode. Politician. All funding gains are increased by 20%. Martian Patents is a repeatable tech that grants funding, and I think this is something they have patched. There was a glitch with Martian Patents and another tech that were working together to get a lot of funding. But for Politician in Europe, that's probably going to be a good combination to start with, because you also get the funding boosts when you're Europe. Futurist. Breakthrough techs are researched 30% faster. You get autonomous sensors. Sensor towers no longer require power or maintenance. That's actually a really good one as well, as we're scanning the surface of Mars. Service comfort or decorations are increased by 10 if your commander is an ecologist, and you also get the Hanging Gardens, a spire that improves residences inside the dome. Astrogeologists start with a rare metal deposit revealed. That, of course, gets you funding. Extractor production is increased by 10%, and you get deep scanning, which really helps if you don't have deep scanning early. You also have the rocket scientist. Start with 1 extra rocket, and you have CO2 jet propulsion. This unlocks the shuttle hub and long-range transportation. So, just reading through all of these, I'm leaning toward playing the Futurist. Mainly because those sensor towers are going to come in very handy for me. The Astrogeologist is really helpful too. In fact, I'm going to go with the Astrogeologist. Just for those rare earth metals, and I'll be able to start sending them back and start earning some money on it as well. You even get some colony logos as well. You have Mars Express, and this is your colony logo up here at the top. Voyager. Final Countdown. That's pretty nice. Serenity for those Firefly fans out there and all you browncoats. Mr. Handy, the robot. Curiosity, one of the rovers. One Small Step. Mars U. Family Values. The man looks like a robot there. Just gonna throw that out there. Brussels sprouts, and I believe this was a request by Quill18 about that one. Bio Robot. Yeah, that's the dad. Bio Robot. And Don't Panic. I was going to go Mr. Handy or Curiosity, but Don't Panic looks pretty cool too. I'm going to go Curiosity. And then you also have a mystery. So you have all these variations, but you also have the mysteries that you have. Excuse me. There's 9 different mysteries that you can go through. 3 easy, 3 normal, and 3 hard. And note that as I scroll, the difficulty bonus is changing. So I'm going to go with an easy one for this one, just to get our feet wet with it. I want to do Inner Light, just because that is a phenomenal Star Trek episode, but I think I'm going to go with Gene Roddenberry in Beyond Earth. It isn't all over. Everything has not been invented. The human adventure is just beginning. So Beyond Earth is going to be our mystery for this one. I think we're going to be in a good spot to go with this one. The Minotaur 1 is going to be the name of this. Let's just change it up. Yes, we can. Actually, no. If we're going with the Gene Roddenberry, we gotta call it the Enterprise. So, this is the recommended, what we're gonna be starting with. So we automatically are gonna have a drone hub, a fuel refinery, which is gonna help refuel our rockets, a Stirling generator, which creates power, and we're gonna need plenty of that. You can also get prefab machine parts factories, electronics factories, and polymer factories. I'm not going to bring any of these right now because you do need... Note that the machine parts factory and the electronics factory, they're inside domes. I'm not going to have any people coming out for a while. The polymer factory, it costs a lot, and it costs quite a bit, and it weighs a lot as well. Moisture evaporators, this is going to be good for getting some water if we don't have any water deposits near our landing spot, and we're definitely going to need a drone hub. So I'm going to keep that prefab group. We have the RC Rover, which just goes around and fixes all the little drones, and it does control some drones as well. The RC Explorer, we're going to be sending this guy all over the planet to scan for anomalies and hopefully unlock some awesome research for us as well. The RC Transport, let's say I find a big deposit, but it's a little too far away from where I've landed. I can send the RC Transport out to collect it all up and bring it back to one of my depots. Drones, they'll be coming with the shuttle itself. You also have concrete, which is just the basic material used when you construct your domes. Metals, you're going to need those, and those are also needed for machine parts. And food. I don't need any food right now because I don't have any people coming out on this rocket. Polymers or advanced materials, we're going to need to make a lot of these as we go throughout the game. Machine parts to keep a lot of the things we build running. Electronics, a little bit of the same. And orbital probes. They're going to be scanning all the underground deposits in the sectors of the planet that we go through. So now once you have all of that selected, all of that decided, and you can do it a lot faster than I've been doing, you can select your colony site. So I'll just click here. You have Cimmeria Alpha. It has a little bit of metals, a lot of concrete, and a lot of water. But there are threats anywhere you go on the planet. You have dust devils. Pretty much contaminated buildings may require maintenance and may malfunction. Dust devils contaminate nearby buildings quickly, but disappear relatively fast. Dust storms will last several days on Mars. Colonies in areas with dust storms will require shorter maintenance cycles. Moxies, which generate, I believe it's oxygen and water, and moisture evaporators are not operational during dust storms. Meteors. One of these things hits a building you have, you instantly need to repair it. But they do provide metal or polymers when they do come down, hopefully just not on top of anything you've built. You also have cold waves as a threat. They last several days and crank up your power consumption. But here's the cool thing. Let's say I don't want to click on Serenium Beta. This is actually a really good one. I may go here too. I can just move my colony site to wherever I want. Those dust storms are very, very... There, you also have topography. You gotta keep an eye out for too. Dust storms and meteors are common up here. There's Elysium Alpha. That seems like a pretty easy one. And you also have just colony site. Oh, that was helpful. And you can only settle on one side unless I'm... Aha, there you go. If you right-click, you can actually pick up where you're going to be. Cold waves are a big threat up here if you want to play Arabia Alpha. Margaret Schiffer Alpha. Xanthi Alpha. This has rough terrain, which means you're not going to be able to build in a lot of spots. but it's got a lot of metals and a lot of water. Marineris Alpha, relatively flat, metals, concrete, water. This is a pretty easy one to go through, and I'm just now noticing that the difficulty bonus does change. Terra Cerium, good one. Aeonia Alpha, not a lot of metals. We're gonna need metals though. Where was the one I was looking at? I think I'm gonna go for Elysium Beta. And if you do custom on this, you can actually type in the coordinates you want to settle on. So if you want to play on the exact same map as me or the exact same map as one of your friends and kind of combine, or not really combine, but compare how you're doing in this game with each other, you can put in these custom coordinates and it'll put you right in the exact same spot. So we're going to start. What a beautiful sight right there. And let's take a look at the colony site.
Welcome to Mars.
Everyone at Mission Control is impatient to see the rocket touching down and unloading its precious cargo. Our remotely controlled eyes and hands on the red planet, the drones and rovers. Our first goal is to secure a foothold for humanity by building the first Martian dome. This daunting endeavor will allow the brave pioneers, the founders, to settle on Mars and prove that the colony is sustainable. But until then, we have to make sure the colony has enough construction resources: water, oxygen, and power. So this is what you start off with. You're going to designate a landing site for your rocket, and you tap that at the bottom of the screen. There are hints that show up at the bottom up here, so let's orbital scan.
Milestone achieved.
Whoops. Oh yeah, I just instantly found water. And I think that's one area we can go. Also this area down here. There's plenty up here too. And I want to check down here. A lot of metals, a lot of underground metals too. And now I'm just queuing up areas that need to be scanned. But I do think that this area, and you just zoom in with your mouse, and that'll give you an idea of what's here. But note, there's no metal up in this area. I actually want to do that one next. And there's no real rush to go down there. So I've got concrete. I've got a lot of concrete. Let's see how this deposit is. This is a high-grade deposit, which means you're going to get a lot of concrete every time you mine it. Water, very low grade. Very low grade for this. So you're not going to get a lot of water per cycle with this one. You're just probably going to get about 3, I think, is the normal. High grade will get you 6 of a resource, and average will get you 5. Low just comes up as 4. So we're still scanning this area. Metals and concrete, metals and concrete. This is concrete and metals possible. Should have done this sector first. But yeah, I think we are going to come down into this area. So the idea really becomes you have metals here. You have a little bit of metals, not a lot to work with. These are all surface deposits. So got a little bit of a craggy area over here, but maybe a dome would fit in up in this area. So we'll bring this guy down right about here. And you can see the shadow of him coming down to land. Still learning all the bits and bobs for this game. So now that we're on Mars, oh, there's the pan buttons. So here comes our RC rover. He just has all this stuff. We have our explorer right here, and we need to actually select some research. So we have hygroscopic evaporators, which builds the water vapor absorption. Decommission protocol, which lets you salvage buildings. Transport optimization, RC transport moves stuff faster. Adapted probes. You also have systematic training. So I guess I'll go for RC transport and hygroscopic evaporators. I don't think I need these other two first. But let's see what we can build here. So we need our drone hub. And drone hubs, all the buildings have a range that they can do. But we also need to get some power for them as well. So for that, you just go down here. And let's see what I have. I have no concrete, so I can't build that one yet. But I can build a large solar panel. And I think I'll build my first solar panel here. And all my drones will go up and they'll take all the parts needed and they'll start sending it up that way. But let's actually play this at its fastest speed. So we're still scanning this area. And the sensor tower may have been the faster thing to get. And now we have a solar panel. We have power cables that we can run, and I'll run one out this way. And you just do a click and drag, and when you're done, you just click again. Get that in place. Now, we're going to need concrete, so we have all these extractors over here. I have a fuel refinery, which is going to help refuel my rocket, but I want a concrete extractor right now. I'm not worried about him not being on the deposit, because he's right there. And note the available resource. Every time I move him a hex, I get different numbers. So looks like I'm gonna keep him on toward the edge of it, and then I'll build a cable. That just goes to it. Now also is asking me, hey, you should build some depots. And these are going to be really helpful. So storages, you have dumping sites, which we're going to need. So I just put a little dumping site right there. And note, I can't get to it, so I need to move my drone hub up here. Now it's in range and my drones can keep on doing the work. So I'll build a universal depot. Let's rotate it. And I'll put the universal depot for right now just next to this thing. But I also want to put a specialized concrete depot up there for when the concrete plant comes online, I can start putting stuff down right there. Let's see, what else do we need to get? I have Stirling generators, and those are prefabricated, so that gives me plenty of power. Right now I have a power surplus of 5. I've got plenty of polymers, electronics, and machine parts. Now we have our RC transport. I'm gonna have him go collect all these resources up. And he's slowly collecting up those metals. And every time you right click, this brings up your resource overview. I've got $3.7 billion available to me. I'm producing 300 research a day. And as you go through the game, these numbers will start fluctuating wildly throughout the game. So I've got 4 metals. I need just 2 more. And my concrete extractor will be online and start producing concrete for us. The metals deposit. Little rover's already got 11 of them. And note, I'm not clicking on the anomaly yet because this will give me research. I kind of want to save him when I have a little bit more in the way of breakthroughs that I need to research. I don't want to use that too early in the game. And now the sun has gone down. You can see it here. So now my refinery just turned, or my solar panel just decided I'm going to turn off for now. Okay. It's also recommending I build a sensor tower. So let's build one. I'm going to put one right there, because I've got the prefab Sterling generator, and that's going to get put up on its own. Still in range. So now, my concrete extractor is up, my Sterling generator is up, and let me open him up. So now I have my sensor tower, and now I'm getting things scanned a lot faster. See that sensors tower boost that I didn't have earlier, 361 boost. So these two sectors should scan pretty quick. And note, we just had a meteor crash down in this area. We're actually in the middle of a meteor storm and part of our landings and part of our colony site. So it was a little fun to see as well. This is what our concrete extractor does, just scrapes off the regolith from the surface and converts it into concrete. So it does have the waste rock, and that's what this little dumping site does, is we just put the waste rock over there. And eventually we'll get a technology that lets us use that waste rock and turn it into something else. The drones, of course, still going back and forth between the shuttle and our depot, and let's actually get down our fuel refinery. It produces fuel from water, but I don't have a water extractor yet, so I have to get one of those before I do anything else.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Alright, we got an anomaly down there. Sweet! And for this one, you have to be within that little deposit, within the little radius you see in blue, to be able to hook up. So, you should go unload over here. Unload all you have. Trying to get all these hints out of the way. And you can disable the hints at any time. It looks like I actually don't have a spot where I can put my metals down. So let's put another depot down. That's just going to unload all of our metals right there. If I can actually get it to work. Move, interact, unload resources, there. And you see all the metals being offloaded from our transport, and that's how it works. So this is just the start of a series that we're going to be doing on this channel. I'm going to close it out by making sure we have... And of course that building's not working because I don't have any power running to it. Oh, I'm just a little off with it.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
We're finding more anomalies. This is going to make it fun as we go throughout the game. And I'm just going to run it up here. I'm going to run the pipes up here, and once everything is going, now we're pumping water. Just producing a little bit of water. I did tell myself I am going to limit myself to 30 minutes per episode of this. So I am going to be wrapping it up here in just a moment. Once the fuel refinery is put down, that is where we're going to wrap up this episode. But I do need a name for this colony. I'm thinking I'm going to go along the lines with what Kennedy was doing back in the 60s of, we chose to go to the moon not because it is easy, but because it is hard.
Cable fault reported.
And I've already got a cable fault. So this cable has to be repaired. Quick, it's amazing, we already got that done. Transport optimization is completed, so now we have Drone Swarm as our next available technology. And every time you research a tech, it shows up on the next one. So in the next episode, we're going to head down here. We're going to explore the concrete, the rare metals.
Scanned.
Also going to see what is available for us in this area and get an idea of where our first dome is going to be. So check back. I'm not sure exactly when we're going to be having episodes coming out on this channel, but I'm hoping it is going to be fairly frequent as we go through the next, however long it takes me to get this series to where I hope it is. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying all of the videos that come out on this channel on a daily basis. Thank you all for watching. I shall see you all in the next video.